Hi, I'm Joseph, and I have returned. It's been a little while. Sharing thoughts. So, where do I begin? Welcome to the new United States of China. Yeah. Think I'm making fun? I don't know who decided to fly the flag at half-mast. They should have flipped it upside down. Oh, these politicians. Turn the music up some here. I mean, they're playing their roles to the hilt. Pulling on your heartstrings. It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. What do you say? You can't say anything. You can't say anything. And it's everywhere. And in everything, and then soon, every place you go. I booted up my Firefox browser. I have a number of browsers, and Firefox is one. I pulled it up, and I see the message from Firefox. This week we saw the culmination of a 4-year disinformation campaign orchestrated by the president. We have to acknowledge how the internet was misused to get here. You gotta be kidding me. First of all, Firefox, let's speak of all the data that flows through your browsers. Where are you? Where have you been? That's disgusting to see this happening. Democrats, they want to impeach the president because they want there to be a war. They want the divide. They want you to take care of each other. Not in that way. And Joe Biden, oh my, he just can't shut his hole. Sorry, I can be the nicest guy you've ever known. One of the nicest guys you've ever known. Till you rub me wrong. And there's no middle ground. It's the complete reversal. What did I do to you? Joe, get on that plane. I'm going to keep pushing that. You get on that plane to the Ukraine, step on the soil, get in front of a camera with a microphone. You can sweeten it all up, make it look all official, presidential, all that good stuff. Bring Anderson Cooper with you. He can film and document it all. And then you give your speech. No law. There's no one above the law. There's no more we the people. It's not about we the people. Out of the own man's mouth. Excuse me, sorry. Beg your pardon. Thing. I'm tired of this whole game of what do you call somebody. If you don't know what to call something, you call it thing. Look it up. Dictionary. I mean, you guys can play games all you want. You want to move on, Joe? I believe I heard you putting an emphasis, we need to move on. All you representatives, all of them, they all want to move on. Just forget all about this and move on. Yeah. I hope I'm connected here. Yeah. That flag. Yeah, that's it was a morning of the end of the United States as China moves in. I mean, you won't see it as that at first, but with time, you're allowing it. You're letting it happen, all of you. I am firm with everybody should be out in the streets, bringing everything to a stop, standstill, peacefully. I've said this from the beginning as far as any thoughts I've expounded on, put out there. I've been on that page for decades. I put that thought out there. Everybody needs to be in the streets. That's something that does not and should not come to an end. Nothing's been resolved. It's only heightened. I don't feel certain. I feel more uncertain about everything. Now I have, again, you get on that plane, Joe, and bring Hunter with you. He's somewhere. I'm sure you probably know exactly where he's at. Although I haven't gone looking for the thing. Guess I could call you guys or you things by your first name, but I feel like that's on the table too. It's going to come down to that. There's going to be some official name, and we all are that name. And Twitter is for twits. Come on now. Tweet? You tweet with a Twitter? No, you twit with a Twitter. Twitter is for twits. I've never used Twitter. There were maybe 2-3 tops moments in all these years when I thought maybe I should, but nope. I held my ground and said no. Some other way. Because I want to reach out. I want to connect. And to imagine that Twitter has banned the President of these United States. They can ban you. They can ban anybody. That's what it comes down to. There's no more law. Joe Thing. Sorry. I need to just stick to what can be established fairly easily. I just got to remain consistent, and all of y'all are things. Which thing are you? That's the distinction. That's the difficulty. Thing 1, thing 2. This is unreal. I mean, I'm seeing the videos that people took that day. Videos that the news, I don't think for the most part, is wanting to get out there. I see already misquoting, misrepresenting events, but you know, it doesn't matter, because once it's put out there and people think that, they don't want to think anything other, especially if it's has to do with something they already have preconceived feelings on. It's too late. They do it on purpose. They know. These people, all these news agencies, whether it's paper, video, they know, radio, they know exactly what's going on in the world. Firefox knows exactly what's going on. It has the audacity to put that message out. Goodbye, Firefox. I've noticed other things that Firefox has been. In the beginning, everything is like that, though. When something first comes along, it seems that's when it works its best, actually. I mean, there's bugs, and those bugs get resolved. But then as time goes on, it just becomes worse and worse and worse. And Firefox is clearly at that point in time. There's other browsers out there. Twitter is for twits. It's like they know. It's like Zuckerberg and his Facebook and how he perceives all of his users. His dumb effers. I mean, that's on public record. And it's the same thing with Twitter. That same mentality of its users. You know, we know that they're twits. But if we call them tweets, it'll pass by them. They won't make the connect. Woo! They're scared. This is it's like the last stand. It is the uprise. I know people, when you say certain words, they fill their minds with images of how that should be and look, but they base those on the past. They do. And you got to get with the times. Things have changed. Those events happen, continue to happen, but they take on a new shape, a new form, and that's exactly what's taking place right now. There is an uprising. We have no other recourse. I mean, when you're lied to and you know you are being lied to, there's two types of people in that situation. You either get to the truth, get to the bottom of it, which there's a whole hell of a lot of that out there in the public stream of thought to think about. All the crime shows and detective shows and whodunit shows. So we thrive on getting to the bottom of things. The truth. There's those people. Then there's the others. There's only two types of people in this situation. There's no middle ground. You either see truth or you just don't care. You don't care. And if you don't care about that, you probably don't care about a lot of things. You probably lean more in seeing those things than you do the other side, the truth. The United States of China is happening right now. They're flying that flag at half-mast. Cities burned. Washington, D.C. burned over the summer for days. Where was Nancy Pelosi? She was out there encouraging, I don't understand why there's not more. More. You witch. This is the new Salem witch trials. Something is rotten and foul in Congress. And again, keep in mind that these impressions we have of the past, they're constantly reenacted, but they take on a new persona. It's what keeps us coming back again. All of this is happening right now. Impeach the president. They know that would just like creating a martyr, and there's too many awake people to contend with. That would be like, you know what? No. Enough's enough. I mean, we didn't burn down cities. These people that are standing for truth and honesty, following the Constitution, these people didn't burn down cities. They didn't burn down police stations. They didn't burn down businesses. They didn't shoot people. They didn't injure people, stomp on people. They didn't create new cities, new zones within an already established city. They did none of these things. And yet, they are the reason we're told the flag is at half-mast. What a bunch of BS. BS. Especially when you see the videos. I watched videos. I saw the videos that are coming out of people and their phones and what they were recording, and you can clearly hear people that are there to peacefully stand, and then people start trying to do the violence, breaking in, and they're trying to stop them. And these people that were there are clearly planted, paid, whatever, to be there. We all knew this. Everybody had to have known that, because these aren't new players to what's been going on. They've been there throughout the whole summer. Video's there. But again, it's like, it's one of those, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter that yeah, we stole the vote, it doesn't matter, we just got to move on. Nope. There's no more moving on. This is the moment, the now, to get all of this. You want to move onward? Then we need to deal with this now. This is just so disgusting. And you gotta love how, you guys are all preoccupied with your $600. You don't think there wasn't timing in that? $600. That's enough. That we just need to have them focused on other things for a few days there. And yeah, $600. 10% or less of all the money that was passed in the bill went out to us, and the remaining 90%, thereabouts, went out to other countries around the world. That's how important you are. It's not about we the people, like Joe said. It's about them. This new ruling class that think they are above you because they have the money. I guarantee you, if you found some kind of a gold, something just naturally, just this unreal amount, and you suddenly had all this money, and it just like skyrocketed you into just one of the wealthiest. Just something of that magnitude. Who knows what it could be. It could be anything, but just something of that caliber. You would be amazed at what you would be able to do. You could buy up Facebook. That kind of money, that kind of wealth. Twitter. All of these. And you could make your own rules. You can make your own rules. You can block, censor, whatever you want. And you can rape the people by placing your God, your service as one that is tax-free. You don't have to pay the kinds of taxes normally paid. You know, like a newspaper. You're a publisher. Anyway, I don't want to get carried away in that. It is what it is. These people all know what it is. And you are all marked with an X. That's just what's happening. Not happening tomorrow. It's an agenda. And you're being told right to your face, pretty much, that the agenda. You just gotta look between the lines. Spend some time putting pieces together, moving them around. And you'll begin to see. And they don't want you to see. They absolutely do not want you to see. They're nervous. I can see it. Lindsey Graham, I saw him on Hannity. I hadn't watched any Fox for a while. I hadn't watched any Hannity for probably a few months now. I like Tucker. But I watched Senator Lindsey Graham, the Republican from South Carolina. And because somebody came up to him in the airport. I think he was leaving the airport. And they want answers. You know, I want to know what the hell. And he should get used to that. They all should get used to that. That's going to become the new norm for as long as we can, because the whole point of this is the law is going to change. And you're not going to have a lot of the rights that you have. So you're not going to be able to go up to somebody of that import. How dare you, common person, you. 6 feet distance? Hell, you need to be 100 feet. Oh, I see the future. You can take it or leave it. I don't think it takes much in a person to see what's coming. I think that many do, and they are afraid of it, and they're frightened by it, and it leaves them with too much uncertainty to deal with. There's enough that they can hold on to, even though it's less and less as the days go by. There's enough to hold on to that it's okay. I'm okay. It's good right now. I'm good. Yeah. And I want to mention this, bring this thought up about anger. Because anger is one of those expressions it's almost shunned. Like you're not supposed to experience anger. You're not supposed to have anger. It's a bad thing. And I just, to me, it's like if you're standing and somehow, some way, you're in a situation where you have a bowling ball fall on your foot. What happens? it's anger. That's that first initial, it's anger, it's pain combined with anger. But it's like you're told, no, when that happens, you're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to find some sense of happiness in that occurrence and move on. No way. Not happening. Bowling ball falls on my foot, I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to get angry. I may yell, ow. So what's happening right now? I am frustrated. And there is a sense of anger, and that's okay. I'm not going to let somebody tell me, take that from me. I have every right to feel what I am feeling. And I believe, I know God as my witness does not argue with my reasoning, my stance. No one's stance who shares that same platform. This is just, yeah, here we go. I think this picture is just another one of those no-brainers. It's a little small, but depending on what kind of viewing screen you're on, you can see there on the left a picture, I believe that's DC, over the summer, which your politicians, Democrats in majority, put out a narrative of peaceful protests out of their own mouths. Peaceful protests while buildings are burning behind them. Now, on the right side, you have the worst day in American history, January 6th. To contrast each other, they're side by side. And the one on the right, the worst day, there's no burning buildings. It's a bunch of people marching, standing together, who were coerced, manipulated into breaking into the Capitol. It was all orchestrated. It's all planned. The video's out there. People took video with their cell phones. If you get a chance to see it, this is the amazing thing. You really need to think about the world you are now coming into. When you cannot tell the truth, get it out there. That's not the kind of world I want. And I'm pretty sure most of you don't, but you're letting it happen. This is just the beginning, obviously, because it's ramping up. And in the past week, there's been just deleting people, known names, stature, gone. It's coming to you, coming to your neighborhood, your email box, and everything that goes in and out. Oh yeah, they're going to know when you say something. You're not even going to be able to write it down and send it. Your thought. Want to get on the phone? Somehow your carrier is going to be connected to somebody who has a point of view, who does not want any other view shared via the means of their network. Your phone is based on a network. Everything's a network. And it's listening and watching everything. And I keep saying, when I mention this, that it gets better every day. Oh my. Impeach the president. Everything I hear coming out of their mouths, I'm like, are they like, is there a mirror in front of them? There's not some teleprompt or anything like that. It's got to be a mirror. They must be looking at themselves when they speak. Because it sure sounds like it. Because everything I hear, I see in the person who's speaking. I don't know what people's deal is with Trump. I don't know the man. I've never spent time thinking about hanging out with him. I've always looked at him as he's a rich person. He's made a lot of money doing what he does, his businesses, and I felt like people are envious. They are. I wish they had money, and he's got it all, and he's can be flamboyant. Just, I don't know. I don't want to go into his character. I haven't seen him do anything wrong, other than one bill. Excuse me, one bill that went through his desk that had to do with allowing for. I believe it was stuffed heads of elephants or some exotic animal to be allowed to be put on the wall here in the United States. And I just thought, what the hell? But then I see, the COVID bill they just passed, and it has UFO disclosure legislation in it. Something along those lines. They want to know what's going on with those UFOs. So yeah, everything's just anything can happen. That's where I'm at. I am truly on that page. Any and everything is possible. These last few years have every year just continues to get wilder and wilder from where I stand. Crazier and crazier. Like for me, it started in 2016. I believe 2016, middle of 2016. And coming across the Mandela Effect. And the only reason I came across the Mandela Effect was because I kept seeing these links on YouTube about the flat Earth, which I had never thought about the Earth being flat, other than my awareness that it was once thought to be flat. I know that whole storyline, but current thought that it's still flat never crossed my mind. But it just kept coming up again and again and again and again and again on YouTube. I'm like, what? I don't know why. Maybe because I was the only thing I really would look at back then would have been UFOs. Maybe some spirituality, depending on what the topic was, or ancient civilization, prehistory. So yeah, flat Earth. I eventually had to click one. Like, what's this all about? Flat Earth. And so I watched. I don't know how long it was. It wasn't too long, maybe 20 or 30 minutes. And somewhere in this, they talked about Mandela effects. And they used a couple of examples, the real dominant ones. I believe it was Dolly and her braces and Moonraker. Star Wars, C-3PO, all gold versus all gold with a silver leg. Anyway, there was a few, and I myself thought, what the hell? Because I have my memories, and I'm like, no, that can't be. And I went and looked, and sure enough. So began that journey. And I was pretty heavy into that for a good 2 years, I think. Yeah, I'd say a good 2 years. And then just, life continues to get more and more bizarre from that point on. Things around me just seem to change. Like this backdrop, this mist. It's like a mist to me. I'm in this mist, and it's like alive. It's all around me. It's in the air. Anyway, here we are now. We went through COVID, which is all planned. All this is just so, it's all an agenda. Everything is an agenda, isn't it? Don't they pass agendas? Isn't it Agenda 230? That's a big part of why this is all happening right now with these tech companies being allowed to do whatever the hell they want to screw the people, because they get these tax breaks that they clearly are not allowed to have based on their business practices. That's not going to matter, because the Democrats are in there, and they can pretty much do whatever they want. Let's hope. Man, I could just keep going and going. I wanted to come on all day long. There were many times throughout the day when I wanted to and would have, but this guy has his daily routine, and it just wasn't scheduling out. Where I could come and hang out. Anyway, I'm starting to get lost. It's heavy right now, everything that's happening. Everything. I feel like I'm going to wake up and the news is going to be the president's impeached, and I wouldn't be surprised, because it just seems like that's the plan of the Democrats. These people just seem so ruthless, evil. You could never justify to me how they are right, because I have so much behind me to say, hold up here, bro, sis. Oh, sorry, things. I already have gone through the human. I can't call you a human because it's got man in there. I could be sensitive and I guess go with Hugh. I'll refer to everyone as Hugh. But no, that's too nice. Thing works. And for everybody else, I'll refer to them as they are. China's coming to town. How many of you want to go to China? I would love to go to China. I have no issue with Chinese people. I have no issue with any peoples. I'd love to see I want to go everywhere and see the world, the land, the sights, the people, the food, the air. Who wouldn't? They look at Americans as, at least the government, look at Americans as like cockroaches. Don't want them in their country. Not really. They don't like your ideology. They don't like your freedoms. Your Constitution. I'm telling you, that flag being pulled to half-mast is their way of saying goodbye, America. It is. We'll see. We will see. I think some of these people in Congress, some of them are awake, but I think a few more are becoming awake, are not so sure about the decision that they made. Again, the Great Reset with Mr. Biden or Mr. Thing, or I can't even say Mr. because that's too descriptive. Just the thing that has self-proclaimed itself president. And again, Thing, you get on that plane to the Ukraine, take Anderson Cooper to film it and document it. Because I feel like he has a place in such a momentous event. And step on the soil in Ukraine. If you can do it in the capital, they have a capital building, and you say all the things you've been saying about the United States and the law, and no one's above the law, and it's not about we the people, and you do that. And like I said yesterday, I will give you a hug. I'll even let you touch me. You know? I'll be a good slave. Won't have no more problems from me, master. You do that. That's all it's going to take. And you know, I'm willing to wager everything that there's a great number actually of people, a great number of people out there who would be fully on board with that idea. You do this one thing and you got me, you got us. We believe. Yeah. Man, it's pretty simple. And it's not unreasonable. And it puts it to bed. I mean, you would have everything you want. And there'd be an awfully huge number of people that would fall into that line. So do it, Joe. And don't forget to take Hunter with you. You don't want to get bored. Yeah. I'm starting to ramble now. That's because I'm starting to get upset. I don't want to spend as much time being all frazzled and upset as I have the last couple of days. I'm a mellow person. But again, bowling ball gets dropped on my foot and I react. And it's not pretty. It's not happy. And everything that's happening right now to me is totally natural. The people's capital, the people's government, the nation is being hijacked, ripped off right in front of your very eyes. Right in front of your very eyes. I'm going to get going. I'll be back tomorrow and do another stream, spend a moment, expound on my thoughts for the day. In the meantime, I'll be to show the thing who would be president how sincere I am with my compliance. A gesture to show, if you get on that plane to the Ukraine to do this speech, give this speech that you've been given, you can polish it up. The one about that no one's above the law, and that this is not about we the people. And anyway, you do that, and I'll be a good slave. And I'm like I said, I'm going to bet everything that there's a lot of other people out there that will jump on board. I think that I think that the people would agree to tax dollars, since you'll be president, being used to provide the services to get you over there. But if not, if that becomes an issue, I am pretty sure there's an individual or two, maybe even three out there that will foot the bill. Anyway, back to that gesture of goodwill on my part. Everybody wear your mask. and be well. And breathe that CO2. Just breathe the CO2. It does a mind good. Till next time, smile.